Brazil's government has seen international condemnation due to its mismanagement of the pandemic and attacks on environmental protection, with far-right President Jair Bolsonaro isolated on the international stage. Our correspondent Andre Vieira brings us a recap of the disastrous policy of the past year.
Last year, Brazil's image abroad was marked by a lack of environmental protection and denialism and mismanagement of the pandemic by Jair Bolsonaro's government. In April 2021, during the Leaders' Summit on Climate, held virtually, Jair Bolsonaro claimed that Brazil was at the forefront of the fight against global warming and that his government had increased investments for the protection of the environment. Historically speaking, Brazil has been an active voice in the construction of the global environmental agenda. I reaffirm this belief today. During 2021, the Ministry of Environment saw its resources cut by 35%. Deforestation in the Amazon hit its highest record, and Ricardo Salles resigned as minister in June under investigation for illegal timber trafficking. 2021 was also the year of the departure of Brazilian Foreign Minister Ernesto Araujo, who resigned in March accused of not acting to seek alliances in the fight against the pandemic and for maintaining an anti-China agenda. During the UN General Assembly in September, Bolsonaro again lied about an environmental protection, and on the podium he defended the use of drugs that studies show to be ineffective against COVID-19. So we see today that Brazil has lost the tradition it had of being a well-liked figure, a well-liked country abroad. In October, the Brazilian president traveled to Italy to participate in the G20 and was welcomed with protests. The participation of the South American president revealed an isolated Brazil and little dialogue with other heads of state. When our president travels, no leader wants to sit down and talk to him. I see this as a really serious problem in Brazil's relationship with the outside world. This trip contrasts with Lula da Silva's tour of Europe in November, where he was welcomed by important leaders of the continent, and the visit to Argentina in December, when the former president found a Plaza de Mayo full of people chanting in support of his return to power.
Went to Europe more than a month ago and nobody wants to be near him. Nobody wants to talk to him. The following week, Lula went there and talked to everyone. He was welcomed by everyone.
Faced with the image of a Brazil governed by the far right, experts warn of a country's importance. Brazil is very important in the international arena, regardless of the government in power. I think there is a certain shared feeling, perhaps stemming from an optimism in foreign policy, that Bolsonaro may be something temporary, something fleeting. The country is currently experiencing its largest exodus in history. In 2012, 1.9 million Brazilians were living abroad. Today, 4.2 million have migrated to other nations.
Andre Vieira e Sebastião Soto, teleSUR, Rio de Janeiro, Brasil.